Why, hello there.
What's up, bud?
Not much, dude. What are you doing?
Well, we're on stream right now, but,
Dang.
yeah. Leveling my, my last war chief guy.
Yeah.
Very last war chief guy.
I know, I watched a little bit of that stream you're doing. It looked like you're just shield charging everywhere. It's like, okay. Maybe he's doing a shield charge build.
That would be my next one. But, yeah, it's so fun to level with that. It's pretty insane the amount of damage it could do. If you actually take the time to link it, but I was only using, whatever physical damage rolls I had for my current items. So, yep.
Yeah, I ripped my wander the other day. Just get stuff.
You said you ripped it? So what?
I don't even fucking remember. I think I got bear trapped somehow, or I was stunned, or I don't know. I remember not moving for the longest amount of time, and then I died.
That's... Just how I ripped my last war chief. Yesterday morning. No, not again. Not after that. But I took the dutiful task of going to what's her face, Zana, and I did her daily, and I completed the daily, and that was all well and good. I should have just left on that front, but
He said, let's clear the map.
yeah, let's clear the map real quick because the quantity was really good on it, and you know, it would behoove me to, you know, clear it, but 2 volatiles came out. I was pretty swift on the first one, but then I didn't see the second one come by, and then that just wiped me for everything I had. Like, okay.
Damn, hit you with the double take, huh?
Yeah, no, it's like one was coming from one direction, the other was from the other. So I'm like, oh, okay. It was in a chaos zone too, so like I thought I could have tanked it, but that's a no-go.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
I have nothing more to
Zizrin
give.
is running Righteous Fire right now. He jumped on the train.
He doesn't. Righteous Fire?
He actually never played Righteous Fire until this season. And he's doing it with Scorching Ray too, so he's just like farm me in Zeri. Which I know you'd love to do that. You'd love to be able to do it.
Yeah. More than once on one character, not just switch.
Yep.
Have some cooldown of a millennia, just to do it again, the same guy. I'm gonna make that like my absolute goal if this character makes it. Just gonna do Red Theory twice. No, not farm it, but just do it more than once. I'm not. That's not even like my goal is to farm it.
Setting your goals high there, huh?
Do it at least more than once.
Yeah, I haven't played PoE in a couple days. Probably about a week or so. Whenever the last time we played was.
Sorry for not to hit my mic with that hard mute.
Yep.
Yep.
Dad walked in or what?
Yep.
Said, hey, you want to go to the movies? Or watch a
Honestly,
movie?
yeah.
What movie was it?
Not one that I want to see.
Oh, that's good. Seems like most of them.
Majority, yeah. What am I supposed to be doing right now? Supposed to be up here? Yeah. I think this is a Dark Souls reference, but I could have been wrong.
Ooh, Windows key. Welcome back.
Windows key?
Yeah, hit the Windows key
Okay.
and the thing pop up.
This could be a Dark Souls reference here in the on the ridge. It's like a waypoint here, and then there's like some little bonfire type thing.
Think so?
I think so. It's like it.
Gotta ask him. Talk to him. Supremacy.
My first ever 5 link dropped yesterday. An actual 5 link. My first ever 5 link dropped yesterday.
That's kind of depressing, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, this season, not no, in general.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, that would be
Like,
depressing.
That's pretty rough, man.
Yeah.
Played through the entirety of 2.6, nothing. Where
Yeah, the
am I
RNG has just been
getting this from?
weird.
It's been what?
My RNG has been pretty weird lately. I'm finding items that that are either going for all of it, or they just like you've never heard of the item, but it's not going for anything for some reason.
Yeah, it's just never dropped before, but it's still garbage.
Item I've never seen. Like I thought it was like a new item, but it's been in the game since 2.4.
Yeah, I know. Had a couple of those. But are you on that energy drink life right now?
At the moment, I really should have done that, but unfortunately not.
Why didn't you?
Didn't grab any.
What?
Didn't grab any.
Oh. They said gravity. I was like, yeah, it's rough, I know.
Yeah.
You gotta walk and shit, but it shouldn't be that hard.
My bad. Apologies.
Yeah. Got that 3:30 a.m.
Did you? Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Work.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's alright. I actually like that shift better than afternoon shift.
Say that. When do you find the time to like sleep?
Well, you know, generally you just don't, and then you go on with your day.
That's very unfortunate.
I mean, hence why I'm taking an energy drink right now. But I'm hoping to get the schedule fixed a little bit so I just work mornings and not go through this back and forth nonsense.
Where are you at right now?
Just working at Gap right now.
Okay.
Yeah, is what it is. What about you, friend? You working somewhere?
I'm a reviewer for Sony right now.
Reviewer? What do you review?
Well, pretty much just Sony products. I'm contracted through Sutherland, which is this place on West Sahara. I just review Sony products. This does include their games.
They have to run out of product. Yeah, I imagine so. But at some point, they have to run out of products, don't they?
No, they're always.
Unless you said
they,
to spend a lot of time on it.
well, I mean, it's like they get a new TV in, and then you have to review that for the features.
What does your review process look like?
But right now, I'm just in the training, so they're running me through the motions. Pretty much, you would write. Well, first of all, you have to actually see the product. You then review what you think of it. That gets sent to like a group of editors, so then they edit that for you. Unfortunately,
It's awful, and then they just like,
yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. You can be as honest as you want, but then it's...
But it don't matter. Well, that's neat. How did you end up finding that job? Alright, good talk.
I'll be right back. 5 minutes. Alright, never mind.
Okay.
Where was I? Yeah, so you would pretty much just you write what you think of it, and like they just correct it for like errors and misspellings and stuff like that. But the thing is,
So
since
no
you're
like
doing
format to follow, really?
it,
Just
no, they keep track of all that, like paragraph spacing. Like you'd pretty much just have like a journal to hand and write what you think, and
I
then they
see.
put it through. I think they use Office 365 on that. So then they would just format it however they need it on Word or something. But that's pretty cool. You get to look at Sony products.
Yeah.
So the only real problem is that you can't be too rude about
This
Sony.
fucking blows.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic because I've always been uh, very Microsoft oriented, so like Xbox and stuff. But
Yeah, fucking traitor.
it's just so awkward that you have to start reviewing stuff on a company you don't really know much about, but you do know what they do.
How did you get the job?
I went through Sutherland actually. In fact, I didn't even apply for it. They just kind of pushed me towards it based on my resume. So what I applied for initially was like just like tech support, which they also do that. No,
My
not
name
not
is
like that.
Armand.
Yeah.
How may I help you?
Um,
I mean, honestly, your name would work for it though, and they'd believe it.
yeah.
They would. They'd be on board.
It's not like that. They contracted you through Nordstrom's, and pretty much like Sutherland's huge. It's a huge like facility out in West Sahara, and they have so many divisions. Since I'm in this review division for Sony, you have all these different companies, but Sutherland is contracting you to do something on their behalf. So with Nordstrom's, what I was going to do is like, alright, so say somebody got something they didn't want through a shipment, like I would just run through the motions, and it's a pretty good gig. It's all you have to do is just type, and do like the live chat sessions or whatever with them, and that was pretty much what that was going to be. But they're like, well, why are you doing this when you do all this other stuff? Because on my resume it said I reviewed. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Um, Well, I did attach some of my reviews, like for Dirty Bomb. Reviewed that.
So, like he's a legend.
Well, no, they knew that I had a modicum of interest in it, so they're like, okay, well, why did you apply for this when we could put you here? And it's like, oh, so that's what's happening there, and
Decent pay or what?
yeah, it grows. It's like it grows based on like your stuff. You start out at 13. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the only real problem with the position like this is that you can't be too rude to Sony at all. Like, since you're contracted through them on behalf of them to review their stuff, it'd be really bad. They released Destiny 2, and say I had to review that, and then I'm like, wow, this game is actually really bad. I just list off thing after thing after thing that is just wrong with the game, and it's like,
This game is bad and you should feel bad.
and then your supervisor comes in or whatever. It's like, hey, so we read your report on that. It's like, that's not probably not gonna fly with Sony.
Yeah, you just took a shit on them. I don't think they're gonna pay you $13 an hour for it.
But anyway, the review goes through like a lot of media sources. So this could be something like PlayStation Magazine if I am reviewing like one of their titles, one of their published titles, or it could go through just various magazines or publications that do like text reviews. But yeah, it's like, you're too rude. It's like, yeah, you can't. I don't think we can run that, because you just 5-page essay on why this was so bad. Like, I don't understand.
Like, none of it was constructive. You're just talking shit the whole time.
That's not even like there's no enunciation on anything. It's just me going at it.
Yeah.
Like,
Doesn't tell you how you can improve the flaws. It just says they're bad. Okay. Thank
That's
you
literally all it says for
your
like the next
review.
5 pages. This is
Yeah.
bad. And it just repeats 5 paragraphs each.
Yeah, you put up like 3 sentences and just copy and pasted it for the next fucking 3 pages. Be great. Top quality work there.
Yeah. I just feel like you're kind of playing around though. Usually. But yeah, the training thing, they just kind of run you through the motions. So they'll give you they'll give you some like product that's not Sony related, but they'll just give you something to like look at, and then like you're just expected to review that on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, this is cool. That's pretty much all you have to do. It's like, oh, that's
Do you have like a minimum like text length or what?
no, that's all handled once you go through the editors. Your main thing is just to get your main opinion out there.
Mm-hmm.
So they act like I went to like some sort of reviewing class or like some like huge English studies,
Yeah, right.
but no, it's pretty cool. So you kind of just slip through there because your resume said that you did this. You know what else my resume says? 'Cause I had a friend do it. But you know what you know what it has on that?
Tell me.
Pro gamer. And I
Pro
sat
gamer.
there for like 4 minutes. I'm like, I don't think that's a marketable skill, actually. If I can be honest. But she put it on there because like, oh, well, they make money, don't they? I'm like, well, yeah, but well, no, just keep it. I'm like,
I
okay.
know.
Yeah, they do. Not yet. I'm
Yeah,
sitting here like, okay.
my game isn't big enough that we don't have sponsors yet, but I'm definitely gonna be pro when it gets big, you know.
Started asking me all these questions. I'm like, so how many people do you have on this team? Like, do you actually run it? I'm like, yeah. Okay, cool. Pro gamer. I'm like,
All right, sure.
well, cause she used to be like the hiring manager at Planet Hollywood, and
Mm.
she wrote it based on that alone, and I don't know why, but again, it's not like a marketable skill, and it won't be ever. But it's like it worked out.
Yeah, why not? It may work in that particular field.
Well, I mean, if I
Review really isn't that field, but
we do have like a few like esports clubs in the valley, so.
yeah.
But they might look pretty. You know what really struck me odd was so you have people like Polygon, that publication. They're pretty much the internet's, you know, like Game Informer or PC Gamer. They their hiring process is horrible to say the least. So like they'll hire somebody and usually expect like a game journalist to have some sort of inkling to actually playing the games, but
Yep.
the people they hire, they're not, you know, they're not interested at all, and they're just there because, oh, that seemed like a pretty cool job to do, but then they'll post like a video on YouTube or something. What's that game that's coming out? It's some sort of indie type game anyway. It's a platformer. They posted that a few weeks ago, and it's like now one of the biggest memes.
The cup thing.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest memes right now because the person that they had reviewing that title in
They
question.
said it was like the hardest platformer since whatever the fuck, didn't they?
Yes, and in the video in question, they show him going through like the tutorial stage, and the tutorial was very cut and clear. Double tap A to double jump, tap A to jump, jump on this block, you'll end up jumping on this higher block if you double jump, and the person playing it just could not do that action for some reason, and so that made the rounds, but
That's great.
it's I mean, companies do that though, because they know that you just like they probably just put that on their resume though. It's like, oh, I'm a huge gamer. Like, well
Yep.
why? Like, what? For what?
No, but I'm a gamer, alright?
I mean, they probably ask them like a lot of stuff during their interview, like, what games do you usually
Yeah.
play? Spout nonsense. Like,
Yeah, they're like, alright, what's the top, like, 7 titles that are out right now? And then just like, yeah, those ones. Okay, cool.
they probably have like a pretty cheap list of. Yeah, well, I was huge into like Tetris and Mario back in the day. I played a lot of Sega, Sonic, my camp.
Yeah, Sonic. I was about to say. It's all over the Sega Genesis, you know. Like, okay, settle down, Grandpa.
40 million years back. Um, yeah, but anyway, we do have like quite a few clubs out here that do whole esports thing. Like GameWorks is probably like top tier because everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Then there's
I
like
mean, you
some.
don't even have to play games to work at GameWorks, so
You
just simply
really
not fucking
don't.
operate the system.
That makes me upset.
One day these skills will be valuable, friend, and we will be at the top
Gaming
of our
license.
class.
You need to like pass like an IQ test before you're allowed.
Yeah. Gaming literacy.
I mean, there's podcasts I'm listening to for the past few days, which is very insightful. Is it's pretty much we'll take a topic, and it's not like a comedy related thing or anything, but they pretty much go through like the psychology around video games and video game studies, and one of them was like, why do you do the things that you do, and which this relates to toxicity and general emotions that you feel while playing, and it's pretty interesting. Well, I still haven't finished all of it, but from what I was listening to, it was pretty. It was pretty topical actually. I was surprised. Like they'll just pretty much go on and on about how it's other people that make you tick, pretty much. It's other people that like really drive you to be like upset or like really mad.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially if you interview anyone in a fucking team game, like with Dota or League or whatever, and it's like, my teammates.
Yeah.
It's like, guy, you just ran in like 1v3. My teammates didn't follow up. I'm like, way the fuck back there. I don't know what you wanted.
And then they blame him on that. So like, they should be faster. Why?
Yeah, and it's
Snail's
just like,
pace up
come
there.
on, you're the problem. You just gotta see it.
Did you hear about PewDiePie?
Didn't he say the N word or something?
Yeah, that was
Did he hard R it too, or what?
yeah.
Oh, nice. That's great.
So Felix he said it, and then like honestly I can feel for him though. Like everybody just kind of is leaving him out to like the whoops here, but like I can feel for it. I mean he said it during like a PUBG stream or whatever. You know, like the moment was intense, and yeah, it just kind of came out. But the huge issue I have with this, and I think I'm like in the minority for it, but they like I was fighting that. Okay. So he said that, and that that was whatever, and you would expect everybody to just kind of move on, but because Felix is this YouTuber.
Literally the most popular YouTuber, yeah. Did you have more of a thought there, or is that the end of that?
Sorry about that. Alright, that's the last time that was gonna happen. What was I on about? Oh, so yeah, he,
YouTuber.
because he's this YouTuber, he's like, you know, the guy. People are gonna look at that and be like, wow, that was deplorable. However, this is a double-edged sword of what this is, and it's like, you get these streamers, you know, 50k subs, 1 mil subs, and they're allowed to just do it, right? And, no one's gonna bat an eye at, you know, 50k sub guy. But because PewDiePie is this bigger in the YouTube community, people are just going to look at that as, wow, okay, we need to jump on this bandwagon. This is actually controversy. No, not the people that are saying this on the reg, but when this guy does it, oh man, this is a huge issue.
Well, one thing about, you know, the size comparison there is you have 50k subs versus 50 million subscribers,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck he has.
Yeah.
An insane amount.
Yep.
But also, popular Twitch streamers really aren't going to be able to drop, you know, hard R's like that. And I don't think it really flies. Not so much from the fan base, but I think Twitch would just be like, hey, get fucked. And temp ban their fucking account.
I mean, you look at these Twitch fails, and then you hear them say it or whatever, it's like they get away with it. Then it continues to happen.
Well, didn't Tyler 1 get banned for being too toxic?
In
and,
fact,
like, saying shit like that?
I was about to bring up Tyler 1 because Tyler 1 is now just playing Dota. And he is even more toxic on Dota.
But
and it's...
Didn't his Twitch get banned?
No, actually, scot-free. And, you know, they just give him, like, a slap on the wrist pretty much and tell him, hey, that's, you know, the guidelines here, right? But PewDiePie does it, and it's like, we need to outlaw this guy. I mean, I can see why he was already in this huge mess of drama with the Fiverr video he made. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he made that video, and he did that as a meme. Like, that was a joke.
He did it as a joke, but obviously it's not going to go over well with the majority of people.
And he was on a podcast that I listened to as well, and he talked about this issue, which was like, okay, so friend recommended it to me, and he just said that it was like a fun idea. One of his other friends was gonna do it, and he didn't realize the implications when, you know, the rest of the internet can do a skit or a parody like that, and he does it, and then it's like a huge... See, it's a mess. The problem is that he's just this huge, so he has to really, like, watch his step. And but no, he just thought, I'm gonna do this, and then things are just gonna be fine. That wasn't gonna be the case, unfortunately, and it landed him into muddy waters. He lost his partnership with Disney, which that's huge. But you know, he's gonna live off anyway because he has.
That was prior to this event, though, right?
Yeah, that was prior to this. Yes. So you know, he loses that, and that was huge. Everybody thought that was news. So
Also,
then
I don't even know why Disney partnered with him in the first place,
but Disney owns the network Maker, which Pewdie was a part of for like years, and they dropped him because Disney owns Maker now. So they technically that's where we want to be, but then we would have to watch like what we say, and it's not. We wouldn't even be able to talk about this topic. Like that wouldn't even be. If we were partnered with them, like no, we would have to like slow our roll.
Yeah,
but
probably. But hell, if I'm gonna be making as much as fucking PewDiePie is, it's fine.
Yeah. So like he was gonna be fine anyway. Like he'll live off of that. Like he doesn't need it. So then this happens, and you know it's just heat of the moment, which I feel for him. Because I mean, like I said earlier, like the other people can get away with this, but I realize that he is this prominent figure, and for that alone, that is going to spark some sort of nonsense. The huge word right now is controversy. Like there is no controversy. There is, like he said this word, and
Like, saying if he's like racist and all this shit.
yeah, like that. No, like that isn't that shouldn't be implied. And the fact that he had to make a video the following day, which was Monday, and I remember watching that, and I was like, wow, yeah, that sucks. The fact that he even had to make that video proves how crappy that is, where other people can kind of just do it. And they didn't have to do stuff like Tyler 1 doesn't have to do that. Again, he just got a slap on the wrist, and then everything was fine. And like everybody forgot about it. No one thinks he's like a Semite. No, he's fine. But
I mean, he probably really didn't have to do it. He's just trying to save his fucking fan base a little bit and say it's like, yeah, I messed up. And I don't think anyone's forcing his hand here.
I mean, the video was really genuine because he, you know, it's like, wow, okay, I'm already in this mess, but then this happens, and then I'm like, wow. But it's just kind of weird how other content creators are taking this, like H3H3, another podcast that I do listen to sometimes, not an avid listener, but H3H3, that YouTube channel, they have like a podcast on Twitch that they do weekly. And like the main guy on that channel, Ethan, like he's friends with Felix. And so when this came out, and I remember reading on my phone, because like my phone usually gives me like top headlines that I'd actually be interested in, and then I looked at him like Felix said this word, and I was looking at that, I'm like, no, that's probably, they probably meant the thing that he did the last time, maybe. But then I started seeing it on YouTube, and then I started seeing this suggested video from H3H3, which was their entire podcast that day, and the title was Top of the Week, Felix says the N-word on stream.
Yep.
The problem I had with this was that he used the word controversy in the title, and one of the biggest things that's wrong with this is the fact that these two are friends. So
Yep.
he not only goes on this podcast, and he does this with his wife or whatever. So he does this podcast, and it's like the majority of it was very deplorable in terms of how he handled this. Because he was looking at it like, wow, okay, this was a huge betrayal, man, like, because we stuck our neck out for you the first time this happened. And, again, this is somebody's friend. Like, this is his friend that he's talking to here.
Yeah, I
So-
know that's what's so shitty about just these content creators. Like, this happens like some CS:GO drama as well. And you'll say like Mo, I don't know if you know who he is, but and there's something that happened with him a while ago. I don't remember if it was cheating accusations or, oh no, I think it was the gambling thing where there's accusations that he was scamming people through the gambling website, whatever. And like there's a bunch of people that just like cut ties with him, during that time, and it's like that's fucked up because it's like once that's over, it's like, oh yeah, I want to be your friend again. But it's like you can't just do that. It's like if I don't know, I wouldn't be comfortable having quote unquote friends like that. It's like you're just gonna leave me when in a time where they would actually need them.
Ain't
Like,
loyal.
it's not, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be your friend when it's fucking convenient. You know what I mean? And a lot of them do that because they don't want it to affect their image or whatever.
In many a way, this would be like if you said that on if we had like a really topical stream going on, we had like we amassed somehow like 100 views that video, and or that stream rather, and 100 views though. But we
we're fucking top of the headlines right now.
but that's like if you said that, and then we had a little tiff in our in our community. I got choked up.
I know it's a tough topic.
So yeah, that happens to us in our community. So like our community being the one chap that comments on our videos sometimes, and then Mela.
Yeah.
So like that would spark some controversy. Now, say that happens, and we're both on stream here, and then Mala is viewing that stream, and then like he finds that really deplorable. So then this is news in our clique of Mala in that group, and you know Mala cuts ties with us, even though Mala's like our friend. Like that would be like really bad, just because the heated word got said.
Yep.
But so anyway, that's what H3 did, and it was really deplorable, just awful. Because then he continues to egg on the fact that, well, when the last time happened, we like what happened?
You cut out right now. I'm sure you muted your mic because someone walked in the room, but
My bad.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you back now or what?
Jesus.
What does this divine shrine do? Cannot be damaged. Oh my god. I'm a legend.
I remember that I put the stream on like pause for like a few times, but alright, that was legitimately the last time that was gonna happen. And I got very upset since I didn't want to go. See I'm like, like, you know who you're like asking? Like, I just got back home. Like, what do you mean? Like,
I don't want to fucking leave.
I don't want to leave again after I just took everything off and like,
Yeah.
like he tried to make me feel like a sack of shit for it. It's like, like I was doing this for you. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, don't act like this wasn't a fan service. Like, what do you?
Yeah, we didn't consult before this fucking happened.
We really didn't. Yeah.
Does it want to do this right now? I'm like, no, I don't.
No, I mean, he just expected that once I came back, yeah, we were just gonna start doing some stuff, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you gotta actually like communicate these things. Like, I don't understand. Like that's so Raven.
I know it's my girlfriend gets mad at me when she's like, hey, do you want to go do this thing right now? I'm like, holy shit! Like, you don't even know if I'm in the middle of something. You don't know if I'm ready. Like, if I've showered. I was like, I have no time for preparation. And then if I decline, then she gets upset, and I'm like, how? That's not fair. And it's like, there's nothing you can do about it. Oh,
yeah, I know, it's really bad.
I'll see them during the downtime.
Could bring up some good conversation. Where the
yeah.
was I doing all this?
Hoping it just says, oh, every ability you use is buffed.
Nah.
But you in particular. Like, oh, great. That's what I like to hear.
Probably gonna nerf.
Any character that has peak in the name, just instant 50% increased damage.
Probably gonna give like a huge nerf to something.
You think so? You think it's gonna be a big update?
3.18, yeah.
But it's E though, it's not like 3.0.2 or something. They just gave it a letter.
Well, yeah, maybe it's probably like a bug fix. Hopefully it's gonna be, oh, you know what it's gonna be actually? There was a, this happened to me and it was like in the direct, like, direct path of this for some reason, but, the, what do you call it? The service just crashed randomly, and they were trying to figure out why this was happening, and it appears that when a new character just goes through all three ascendancies, a new character, mind you, like just goes through it, so they're at the level to do just all of them, and they just decided, you know what, I'm just not gonna, and they get ran or whatever because they didn't do the first three, so they get ran, and when that happens, the server will just randomly crash.
What the hell?
And I remember that like everybody was like twitching out on Reddit because of it. I'm like, yeah, I don't even understand. You just play the game and that just causes a server-wide meltdown.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Yeah, you tried to play against the rules, friend, and it don't work like that. So that actually destroyed the entire server, not just your personal service.
Yeah, the entire server, like all of it, just went down. Like the grid, the network just failed, collapsed. There's no helping it. You know, Air got mad at me too.
For what?
For a similar thing. Like, she just expected me to drop whatever I was doing. And not only that. It was in the morning. And she wakes up like super early right now. So she just expected me to drop everything I was doing. And we were just gonna watch some stuff before she had to like leave. And then when I woke up and then I texted her back, it was just this whole, so you're just gonna ignore me? I'm like, dude, like
leave me alone.
what do you want right now? And then
I know.
Turn into like, I just don't think you care. I'm like,
I know. And I'm just like, I don't know what they expect. Like they'll say something like, "Oh, I would do it for you" or whatever, and be like, "Yeah, but I wouldn't ask that of you, because I don't want to be in that situation, so I wouldn't put you in that situation, you know." But that doesn't click. It just don't make no sense.
it was very recent too. Like,
That's pretty good.
at least she didn't say, "Oh, well, I was doing this for you, though." I'm like, dude, don't even. Like,
Don't even talk to me right now.
but the last thing on air. Don't act like this was like a benefit on my behalf.
Yeah. Friend, why is there so much life on everything right now?
It's getting those life rolls just coming to you.
Have I just like not noticed or what?
Oh, you mean on the enemies?
No, just on just a normal gear. The rolls are just like god tier right now. Like everything else on the piece of gear is shit. But I just rolled like 106 life on my boots and like 110 on my chest and like 107 on my helmet. And I'm only level 60. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Where were these when I needed them? My wander. Nah, honestly, I think my wander
Good.
had decent gear. But
Good, good, good. Good.
Alright.
Good. Improvements have been made to minion pathfinding. Good.
Hey,
Fix the server client crashes, which that will be good.
we're
Okay.
supposed to read them yet, friend.
Fixed an issue introduced with the ultimate chaos footprints. Footprints that I do not have. I really wanted them too, so I just read, but I got these other footprints that kind of look like the legacy footprints. Feel bad for using them, but you're not just gonna drop 50 and not use the shit that you got.
Yeah. Did you see Pox's guide or whatever?
Or yeah, he splayed out his new so he just skipped anime weapon completely.
Yeah, he just dropped it.
I was watching a bit of that stream actually, and the one that he had yesterday, like he just decided not to play it. He just went with this like blight marauder thing that he was gonna do, using Death's Oath.
Fuck.
So yeah, he has blight, and then he's doing Death's Oath, which is like this chaos, kind of like this degen aura around you for some reason. So glorified righteous fire. Yeah, but you just decide, yeah, screw this whole anime weapon thing. But you know what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna use the specters and then the spirits coming out of the bow. That's what we're gonna do. And it works out. He says the clear could be a lot better, but he just likes the playstyle of this a lot more. He then splayed out another video describing the AI for the spirits. And
Right.
it was so good. I actually ripped with that character though, so I can't tell you. And in fact,
Oh, nice.
I sold it. Sold the bow for double of what it was worth.
Back it. There you go.
Sold it for 20C, so at least there was that. So if you corrupt one of those, I forget which essence it was, but probably have to go back and look through the video. But if you end up using one of your remnants on one of these essences, you can actually get Essence of Insanity off of it. And
You didn't know that?
no,
It's the purple essences.
right.
All four of them. If you corrupt them, you can get 4 of the different corrupted ones. That's how I got my essence of horror, and my the other essence, the delirium that I sold for 2x. So basically, whenever you see the purple ones, just corrupt that shit immediately.
No, I didn't know that because I never Essence crafted.